Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Mass Effect. In the last episode we technically didn't have a confrontation with Darius, because that never actually really happened, but we saw it. And we did some more side quests around the Hades Gamma Cluster, including investigating the fate of an Exogeny Cerberus team. In this episode we're going to be doing the final few quests that are in the Hades Gamma Cluster, with the final one, singular, which is in, whichever system is, this one is Farinata. Now, this quest we got from... Well, firstly, before that, there's the scanning of random planets, which is on Juntalma. Scans revealed a derelict freighter in mid-stage orbital decay. Your salvage team boarded the vessel and determined it had been attacked by raiders. There was little of value still on board, but the team did find a Prothean data disk. Man, I haven't had a Prothean data disk in ages. There's also, down here, is Nepner, which is a brilliant name, which gives us a large deposit of thorium on a nearby moon. And then finally, up here, is an asteroid, which when scanned, gives us a large deposit of magnesium. So that's all kind of cool. The mission we're going to be doing is, I believe it's called UNC Hostage, which we got from a news report, again on like last episode, we got this from a elevator on the Citadel, that was Chairman Burns of the the Parliamentary Committee on Transhuman Studies had been kidnapped by biotic extremists, and that's what we're going to be trying to do, is defuse that particular situation. So, let's land on the dock with the MSV Ontario. Or Ontario, I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm not Canadian. So, I've brought Ashley and Caden with me, so let's just do a quick kind of level up on them. We'll give Caden some stuff in electronics, and Ashley, you can have, I'll just give you one in soldier, why not? There we go. And yeah, in terms of this mission, the other party member doesn't really matter, but I would recommend, for reasons that you'll see soon, bringing Caden with you. There's a crate over there, so might as well take stuff from that. Man, 9! We get some high-level shit now. Hopefully we should get some stuff soon that I've been wanting for ages, because there's an immensely fun combination you can do if you're one of a couple of classes, including Commando. And I'll talk about that when we hopefully get those items eventually. But... Intruders! Kill the hostage! So... Oh, bollocks. You have 3 minutes to get through all these biotics at which time they will execute Chairman Burns if you don't get through them in that time. Fighting this many biotics, you can potentially spend a large amount of time on your ass, because every time you do it, every time you get hit by warp, you get knocked onto the floor, and it's extremely annoying. Did Caden just die? My god, he's supposed to be the biotic here. You think he could work well with these people. His combat prowess is not the reason I brought him here, don't worry. 3 minutes, even on the hardest difficulties, is more than enough, and on normal, like we currently have it, you shouldn't really have any problem. You don't even technically have to fight everyone, like you can just run through to the back room, and once you kind of leave this main room, the timer will stop. I'm just gonna kill everyone because I'm a crazy murderer, apparently. Oh, that's Ashley. Well, I'm gonna assume he's dead. Yeah, well, so what you want to do is, it doesn't matter who you've killed, you just come through this door, and the timer, well, it doesn't stop yet. The timer stops when you come through here.
See how it is? You write letters and everyone ignores you. Force is the only thing people appreciate. So how about if I kill Chairman Burns and finish the charade?
Please, I was trying to help you people.
So, he's got the hostage there, and it's a bit of a tense situation. If you do anything like, don't be stupid, well, don't be stupid doesn't do it. If you say, take them down, or if at any point during this conversation you say something like that, they will execute Chairman Burns, and then a fight will begin. I'm not going to bother showing it, because it's not particularly interesting, but we're going to try and talk him down.
Let's not do anything we're all going to regret.
Why not? What have we got to lose? Since the chairman here decided that we didn't get reparations, we've got nothing left to live for.
But I've changed my mind. Seeing you all, it's clear that you all deserve...
You had your chance. Some L2s are nearly crippled from side effects of the implants, but you voted against reparations.
Think about this. Burns is the one man who can help you.
Yes, if you release me, I can take another look at the reparations request.
What, we're supposed to trust you?
I'm an L2 like you. Trust me. The commander can make sure that Burns follows through.
Sure, you promise us freedom and say everything will be fine, but as soon as we surrender, you'll double-cross us.
I'm not promising to let you go. All I'm saying is that Burns will take another look. Right, Burns?
Absolutely. I had no idea that the L2 biotics were this desperate. If I'd known, the reparations will come. For whatever it's worth, I promise that.
You're right. I don't want to die. Maybe something will happen this time. We surrender.
Thank you, Commander. I thought I was dead when they took me. I'll see to it that the reparations discussion is reopened. I didn't know they were so desperate.
A 5th Fleet cruiser will be by shortly to pick you and the prisoners up.
So, it's a very short quest, that one, and if you don't use a charm or an intimidate option there, it's difficult, I think actually impossible, to defuse the situation without someone getting killed, usually Chairman Burns, and then the ensuing firefight. Everyone dies except me. The stuff they're talking about, you won't really have much idea what that's about, because I haven't given much background on it. But yeah, they kind of, basically, so biotics develop when children in the, basically fetuses in the womb are exposed to element 0, the same thing that powers, like, my weapons and Mass Effect kind of drive cores. And basically, in order to access biotic power, humans, because we're not particularly good with biotics, have to use implants. And basically L2 were the second wave of implants. The L1s all failed. The L2 were the second wave of implants that were extremely effective, but were basically the scientists who did it pushed too hard and got a lot of power out, like we see with Kaidan, but a lot of like side effects like migraines and stuff like that, and some of which are crippling. The later L3 ones were less powerful but didn't have that kind of like side effects. But there's a lot of stuff in this game basically about L2 biotics that are unhappy with basically the Alliance experimenting on them and then not, like, in a lot of cases covering it up and things like that. So that's kind of the background for that quest. If you talk to Kaidan at any point, you can get a lot of background on human biotics and stuff like that, and I hope to do that. Hopefully this episode, depending on how much we get through at the end of it. But yeah, that was the first thing I wanted to get through.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Thank you for dealing with the hostage situation, Commander. Chairman Burns was quite impressed by the way you resolved the situation peacefully. Your assistance above and beyond the formal duties has been noted, Commander. 5th Fleet out.
Yeah, what I was going to say there is that was one of the 2 things I wanted to get done this episode. The second one, because that only took 7 minutes, so the second one is we're leaving the Hades Gamma Cluster, finally, for the first time in ages, and up here, right towards the core of the galaxy, is the Hawking Eta system. Well, Hawking Eta Cluster, and specifically the Century system.
Message coming in, Commander. Big surprise, the Alliance needs you again.
Shepard, this is Admiral Hackett with Alliance Command. We've got a mission for you. An Alliance officer named Major Kyle has set up a small compound in the Hawking Eta Cluster. He's attracted a number of followers, mostly biotics. He's become an outspoken critic of the Alliance, and we believe he's mentally unstable. This could be trouble, Shepard.
I'll look into it.
3 days ago, we sent 2 Alliance representatives to meet with him at his compound. They've disappeared. We believe Kyle and his followers killed them. That compound is a cult, Shepard. They call him Father Kyle now. He set himself up as some kind of religious leader.
I might be able to end this without violence.
That may not be possible, Commander. We don't want a bloodbath, but Kyle is dangerous. I'll trust you to use your judgment. Hack it out.
So that quest, Father Kyle, we actually obtained a while ago. Again, it was a transmission, I think it was on either Ferros on... Yeah, I think it was on Ferros. It was like a kind of... Oh, no, it wasn't. It was in the Computer and Executor Palin's office, where there's basically you receive a transmission from Father Kyle, where you intercept it, saying, like, join me in the Century system. But yeah, regardless of whether you've got that or not, coming here triggers the thing with Admiral Hackett. Anyway, we're just going to quickly survey Theropto, because we discover a small moon with some odd readings. Further scans by Chief Engineer Adams revealed a destroyed escape pod. Your salvage team recovered the components and found a League of One medallion. And that, I believe, is the Signs of Battle quest complete. We got everything we kind of need for that, but once again, I'm going to still be gathering the remaining things and showing them off anyway, even though we don't technically need any more. There's also this planet Canctra, a horrible sounding name. If we scan it, then we detect a significant deposit of cobalt. Our interesting thing here is basically there's this planet Klendagon, and then down here is its tiny moon, Presrop, which is where this particular mission takes place. Presrop is the moon of Klendagon. It is a frigid, barren world with extremely thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and ethane. The crust contains plentiful deposits of heavy metals. The Alliance has opened bidding for the moon's mineral rights, but exploitation will be complicated by the system's proximity to the 5 kiloparsec ring around the galactic core. The ring is an area of intense star formation and too dangerous to safely travel. Prestrop's landscape is a nightmare of jagged, overlapping ridges and geological shock zones created by some ancient disaster. This has not deterred a generation of illegal wildcat miners from attempting to exploit the moon's mineral riches. Unfortunately, many have lost their lives. Now, you may recall that a few episodes ago we were on planet Kohei, and I pointed out that its moon had a texture that was used elsewhere in the game. And there it is, planet Klendagon. Though, I can't remember if it's in the... I don't think it's been mentioned, but basically, the scar on that is caused, basically... That's not natural. That is what's described as a glancing blow from a mass accelerator weapon, which, when you think of the scale of that thing, is absolutely terrifying. We do actually find out more about that later. But for now, what we're going to do is head up to the northeast, to the kind of northernmost point there. Northwest, even. I'm an idiot. So at this point... Wow, it says here, this cluster of prefab utility shacks have a distinctly ramshackle look to them. A set of rover tracks lead away over the mountain ridge to the southwest. If we actually pull into here, there's actually some brief stuff we can pick up anyway. That's obviously a big hint, pointing to that point that's down to the southwest that you can see on the... Ooh, scram rail and medical exoskeleton, that's awesome. Scram rails are the shit. I've been wanting one of those for a while because they are basically... Ooh, big explosive things too. Scram rails are the... super version of high caliber barrels, no, not high caliber barrels, rail extensions that basically give you more damage and some overheating, but nowhere near as much as a rail extension, so that's awesome having access to that. They're brilliant on snipers. But anyway, yeah, it's telling us to go down to the point to the southwest, because that's where rover tracks go, so let's follow there. So weirdly enough, you can actually see from the radar, this is two anomalies pretty much directly on top of each other, but I just marked it as one on the map that you're seeing. I would recommend approaching this from the top, because if you try coming up from the south, then this is just an impassable labyrinth of razor-sharp rocks. But anyway, here is the fate of the rover that we were following. The front of the rover is crumpled in from impact. A glance tells you the occupants, probably a team of illegal wildcat miners, are dead. Debris is still sliding down the furrows left by its tyres, silent in the near-vacuum atmosphere. And what they were clearly after, potentially, was this. Potentially, that was horrible. But yes, they were after this thing, this ancient debris, which, if we recover it... Digging under the beacon revealed a piece of scrap metal, likely from a very old freighter. It was marked on one side with the Macedon colony outpost insignia. And that is particularly significant because that, I believe, is the final Turian insignia we needed. So we are really getting through these collection quests. We actually have none left to do. They're all actually completed, but there's still some parts for all of them. But that should really give you an indication that we are getting on with the side quests. In fact, we should soon be getting an achievement known as Completionist, which is for doing the majority of the game, which is... I think it's over 60% of the stuff. So that's awesome. We're really getting somewhere. And as I say, next episode we'll be moving off side quests for a while onto some cool shit. Anyway, we've come down here to this bit of debris, and you know how it goes by now. Debris, crash probe, stuff inside it, so I'll actually speed through this. Now, the next point of interest is actually Father Kyle's biotic compound, which is due south of here. Now, what you have to do here is just be careful for this whole quest. That's the moral to take. You'll understand what I say by be careful after we've done some of the quest a bit, but if you try and enter this building...
This is a private sanctuary. Outsiders are not welcome here.
I need to talk to the man in charge. It's important.
Father Kyle wants nothing more to do with the Alliance.
I want this to end peacefully. If he doesn't see me, people could get hurt.
We won't let you take Father Kyle away. He protects us. We need him.
The Alliance wants someone to pay for those murders. Let me speak to Major Kyle and maybe I can find some way to help you all get out of this alive.
Wait. Father Kyle will speak with you. Head to the building at the far end of the compound. He'll meet you there.
So, the building it's referring to is the one over there, not this one. You can enter that one, but that will in all likelihood piss off the biotics. And that's what you really want to avoid doing on this mission. There are many opportunities where you can piss the biotics off, and at any point they will attack you, and it will basically ruin your progress in this quest. So, because there are so many different ways you can annoy the biotics, either by saying something unpleasant or just literally shooting them here, then I'm not going to bother showing any alternative footage, because it's a fairly boring alternative pathway. But
those other men from the Alliance tried to kill Father Kyle.
As Admiral Hackett mentioned, yeah, they're a bit mentally unstable around here, so you have to really watch what you say, and if you make any sort of moves or actions, you will be treated as a threat, and they will all try and kill you, and they're fairly powerful biotics, so you don't want to annoy them, and also it's a less satisfying conclusion to a quest if you just kind of slaughter a compound of zealots. Anyway, Father Kyle is just through here to the right. Interestingly, you get a lot of interesting... Well, actually, I'll talk about that after this.
I am Major Kyle. I know why you've come. We have no quarrel with you. Why can't you just leave us alone?
What happened to those other Alliance officers? The ones who came before me?
They wanted to take me away from here. They wanted me to abandon this place, turn my back on my family. They spoke blasphemy. I did what I could to make their end quick and painless. I had no other choice. It was necessary to protect my children. Only I can keep them safe.
You can still get out of this alive, Major. Surrender and nobody will get hurt.
I respect that you have come under a banner of peace, but I cannot do as you ask. If you take away their father, my children will be helpless.
You ordered your followers to kill those Alliance investigators. You must face the consequences of your actions. Do you really want your children to suffer for your sins too?
No, this was my fault. My children are innocent, pure. Please, I never meant for this to happen. I'm sorry.
You're doing the right thing, Major. Your children will be better off for it. Come on.
Wait, if my children see you taking me away, they won't understand. They will attack and you will be forced to kill them all. You have shown me the error of my ways, Commander. Now you must give me time to explain it to them. It is the only way they will understand. Please, give me 1 hour. After that, I will meet the Alliance authorities at the gates of my compound and surrender without violence. I give you my word.
I'm gonna trust you. If you betray that trust, you and all your children will suffer.
I will not betray you, Commander. Thank you for this.
Your pilot can ask Alliance Command to send a patrol to collect Major Kyle. I just hope you know what you are doing, Shepard.
You should return to the Normandy and notify the Alliance of Kyle's surrender. They'll want to dispatch a ship to take him into custody. Yeah, what I was going to say before that conversation, obviously, basically what we just did there is pretty much the only way to defuse it peacefully. If you're aggressive towards Kyle, or if you try and escort him out, like don't give him the hour like he wanted, then the biotics will attack you and you'll have to shoot your way out. And as I say, less satisfying conclusion to the quest as well. But no, the different thing is, you know how Shepard has his background as his war hero, so we have the kind of... Oh, sorry. Oh, that was menacing. Yeah, we have the war hero one that was the kind... That's the war hero. I don't even know what I'm saying here. The point is that if you have the ruthless background, like service history, then you are on a planet where where a mission went a bit bad, but Major Kyle was your kind of commanding officer, so you have that personal link to him, which is why you're sent here specifically to kind of see if you can talk him down. And the quest goes a bit different. It's essentially the same quest, there's just basically some slightly different dialogue in it. But anyway, there's a deposit of gold here, and then after this there is only one more point left on the surface of Pressrop, which is over to the east.
Heading out.
And this contains another deposit of uranium. And that's us now finished up on Pressrop, so we'll just end off the episode as ever by heading back to the Normandy and having a conversation with a squad mate. A surprisingly relevant conversation to today's episode. You'll see what I mean. So, if we come down here, we'll finish off with a little chat with Kaidan.
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Well, they know about the stonewalling you've had from the Council.
They deserve to know what we're up against.
They're on your side. They're pissed about the resistance we're getting, especially from our side. I'll have a better handle on all of it when my head stops hurting. Another L2 flare-up.
You ever thought about going back under the knife? Maybe get an upgrade?
No thanks, Commander. One slip and you can't remember your own name. The L2s spike higher anyway. My abilities would drop with pain-free L3s. And it'd be a cold day before I turn myself over to a Canadic subsidiary.
I haven't heard anything about Canadics in a while.
Yeah, they quietly disappeared. Broke up into a bunch of little corps after they botched the training on Jump Zero. After first contact, Kinetics was set up to track Element Zero exposures and develop implants for humans. Once we had an embassy on the Citadel, Kinetics could bring in experts instead of taking it slow.
I'm sure Kinetics did what they thought was best.
It wasn't best for us. They brought in an ex-military Turian named Commander Vernus. A real hard-ass. He basically had a free pass to break us if it would turn out a decent biotic. Kind of spiraled from there, Commander.
Did he ever face charges for that?
He got his, yeah. But like everything else at Jump Zero, it was under the table. The less said, the better. Anyway, this is ancient stuff. I walked it off a long time ago. I should get back to my duties, Commander. We're here to make history, not rehash it.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
So yeah, what Caden's talking about there just kind of fits in a bit more with the mission we had about the L2s and the biotics and stuff like that this episode, and that kind of sums up quite nicely. So thanks very much for watching. I've been the Doctor with the Infamous Gentleman. Next episode we'll be doing, well, we'll be doing something extremely interesting. I hope you'll join me then. I've been the Doctor with the Infamous Gentleman, and this has been Mass Effect. Thank you very much, and good day.